Hello NASCAR fans, Mike Joyless here at Martinsville Speedway for the Tums Fast Rally 500. Oh sorry, I mean in beautiful Australia for the Armour All Gold Coast 600 Street Race in Surfers Paradise. And alongside of me today is three-time NASCAR champion and all-around village idiot Darrell Dipsh. What do you have to say, Darrell? Boogity boogity boogity, let's go racing boys. How did I know you would say that? We are going to be mangling the call of today's V8 SuperCars race on the streets of Surfers Paradise just as we did at Bathurst a few weeks ago. Speed TV should have used professional announcers to call the race, but we were cheap and beat out the trained chimps that were originally hired to call the race. The chimps just would not stop flinging their poo. You mean they are going to race on the streets? I thought street racing was illegal? These cats are like outlaws. I like it. Darrell, just tell us what you've learned about today's race. Well, Mike, I learned these cats are fast and crazy. They are just crazy fast. Like a wildcat or maybe a kangaroo or a Tasmanian devil. Mike, you thought I screamed like a little girl during my ride along with Papa Murphy in the take and bake holder at Bathurst. Well, this time I shit my pants and I didn't even get into a race car. These cars are so fast and crazy, just one look at them in the garage area and whammo, I shit my pants. Thanks for that keen racing insight, Darrell. Well, let's get to the starting grid for today's 600-kilometer race. For you folks not familiar with the metric system, 600 kilometers works out to about 1,000 miles in American. Wow, that is crazy far. Let's just say this is going to be a very long race. Darrell, you'd better put on some depends. Don't you worry, Mike, I am prepared. Now for the starting grid. On the pole today with a speed of over 200 kilometers per hour, which is the equivalent of over 300 miles per hour, is Shane Van Cheeseburger from Stony Boys Racing in a Ford Thunderbird. Next to Shane Van Cheeseburger on the outside of the front row is Rusty Ingles driving the very inexpensive auto parts store Pontiac G8. The second row has the Bathurst winner Darth Vader in a Chevy Impala. And alongside of Darth is Greg Loans in the Vondafone Impala. Hey Mike, what is a Vondafone anyway? I have no idea what a Vondafone is, but those Australians must like them a lot because they have two cars in the field today. Do you think Vondafone is kind of like fondue? Boy howdy, I'd like to get me some melted Velveeta cheese for dinner. And Darrell, don't you mean Garth Tander and not Darth Vader? Well, I think Darth Vader is meaner sounding than Garth Tander. Besides, what is a Garth anyway? Is it that stuff that gets stuck in the back of your throat when you get a cold, or maybe something that sticks to your shoe? I mean, where are all the Jimmys and Juniors or the Kyles or the Robbies or the Dales? You gotta have some Dales driving or it just ain't racing, boys. Okay folks, stop sending those nasty emails telling us we are a couple of idiots who shouldn't be calling a soapbox derby race, let alone a V8 SuperCars race. We need to dumb down the broadcast to a level where Darrell Dipshit can reasonably function and the rest of our NASCAR audience who hasn't already passed out drunk or turned the channel by now can understand. Besides, these Australians have really hard names to remember, so we make them up as we go along because most people won't notice anyway. Row number 3 has Frosty Donuts in a Ford Falcon from FPR. Hey Mike, I like Frosty Donuts, don't you? I like chocolate donuts too, especially the little ones. Folks, I ain't never seen no Falcon that looks like that back in Charlotte. Who do you think makes that Falcon, Mike? Hey Mike, that reminds me. I had a '63 Falcon that I ran shine with in Kentucky back in the day. Do you think these Aussies run shine in their cars too? Of course they do, Darrell. Everyone knows that all racing in the world originated from running away from the revenuers in the backwoods of North Carolina and Tennessee. Hey Mike, why do they call some of these cars holders anyway? Is it because they are built by Government Motors, which is run by Attorney General Eric Holder? That is quite astute of you, Darrell. Most people don't know this, but these cars used to be called Pontiacs until Pontiac went out of business back in the late 1970s. Then they called them Impalas for a couple of years, but now they are called Holders because Eric Holder is a folk hero in Australia. Wow, that's fascinating. I gots to get me one of them Holders, they are crazy fast. Hey Mike, how come these Falcons they're running look different than my old 63 Shine car did? I'll bet it is because they have to make them right-hand drive due to Australia being down under and all that stuff. How come there aren't any Dodges or Toyotas in the race? Okay folks, it looks like they already started the race a few hours ago. Why didn't they wait for us to finish jibber-jabbing about the starting grid first? Now nobody is going to know what is going on. I tell you what, those Australians sure are nice to your face, but you have to watch out every minute or they will try to make you look like a fool. Since the race is nearing the halfway point, it is time for us to go to commercial for the next 30 minutes or so. I sure hope it is an advertisement for a Pink's All Out Marathon or maybe a Bowflex commercial. They have some super sexy women in those Bowflex commercials. I like looking at women wearing spandex. Spandex is crazy stuff, man. Or how about a commercial for that U-coated floor paint stuff for your garage? I really like smelling the fumes from that U-coated stuff. Those sparkly things they put in there are crazy cool. It makes the garage floor look all twinkly. Maybe we will get lucky and see them all. Well, that explains a lot of things about you and your no-talent brother Michael. Stay tuned folks for the exciting finish of Speed TV's flag-to-flag coverage of the Goodies Headache Powder 500 from the Bristol Motor Speedway in Queensland, Australia. To be followed by Speed TV's coverage of a Formula One race in a third world country you never heard of before. Tune in tomorrow for 24 straight hours of reruns of The Car Show with Adam Carolla. Every episode is guaranteed to have Adam drive a really fast car very poorly before wrecking it.